wrestling. We put the F back in wrestling.
Elbow drops and lariats from the top rope. You can't cope. The F'N Wrassling podcast in the house. Now that's dope. Starcade and SummerSlam all rolled into one. Drop kick, sleeper holes. 1, 2, 3, done. Whole mics like Mean Gene or Gordon Soley. I'm Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with that Crockett trophy. So listen closely as we approach the final hour in an instant. Hands raised, crowds phase without the time limit. F'N Wrassling podcast with that ultimate finish. Suplex, now you end it. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. Let's go.
What up, everybody? I am JR. That young man you see in the other camera there is Chase, and this show you are listening or watching is F'N Wrassling. How's it going today, Home Slice?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing really well. It was it wrapped up. It's the Monday after WrestleMania weekend. Who could be in bad spirits? And
exactly.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I usually I'm an apologist for my behavior around the WWE. But you know what? I'm not, because while we said the booking towards the show might have faltered, we did say the show itself would be good. And
Damn it.
Did WrestleMania 37 deliver? I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed both nights. I went back and rewatched it when I didn't get to watch the first night live, but I got home and watched it, and then me and you watched night 2.
Yep.
And dude, it was a cavalcade of some good wrestling.
It was a good week of wrestling, yo. And so like so me and Chase, we were, like you said last night, we watched the second night of WrestleMania. But we were also able to watch NXT Stand and Deliver together.
We did.
And it was the first time we were able to watch some wrestling together, like in a home setting.
Yeah.
Not at work, watching it together during our breaks, of course. Yeah. At work during our breaks, not while we're getting paid to work there, of course. I mean, who would do that?
Of course.
But
so watch this.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right. But so it was good to be able to watch some wrestling with you again, homie. Just chilling, you know what I mean? Just not worried about work and everything, just chilling.
It was the first time you and I had gotten to watch wrestling together outside the work setting.
And outside of going to a show.
Since we started the channel.
Yeah.
Since we started.
Yeah.
It's all able to really sit down and be able to like cheer.
Drink a beer, you know what I mean?
Beer, scream and shout. I mean, we do that kind of at work, but it has to be stifled because we don't want to disturb everyone else there working.
Right.
But I mean, we were over at my place and we had it on and we were just cheering and shouting and just an awesome time. My roommate Hank was here, who's a great wrestling mind himself. And we just sat back and just called the show and watched the show and reviewed the show and just went, why aren't we recording? And then we almost went live halfway through the show.
Almost talked Chase into it, but we might have had a couple of too many cervezas there, you know.
I think if you got me at beer 3, we'd have gone live. But we were at beer 4 and I went, nah, man. I just want to make fun at stuff and slur my words.
And that would have been a great show. We're gonna give you that. We'll give the public that show one time for sure. We're drinking we're drinking and we'll give that to the people.
Yeah, man.
But so just to top off about WrestleMania Stand and Deliver, just WrestleMania week in general.
You want to
I just want to get your question. Yeah, I want to get before we get into the shows and the matches. I want to ask you a question.
Hit me with it.
So WrestleMania was split 2 nights. It was last year also, but this year it was 2 nights. But we had fans back also. So 2 things. So first question.
Okay.
Do you think WrestleMania should stay 2 nights or go back to the 1 night 7-hour show?
Oh, 2 nights.
Yeah.
2 nights, man. It was nice. It was well paced. I never got tired. And I know that sounds like lazy of saying I'm a tired fan, but it can be exhausting to sit there and all right, man, this is like my next 7-8 hours is going to be pre-shows and all these matches and all these promos. And it can get kind of boring or tiring to a degree to just watch all that. But over 2 nights, it's a stacked card of at least 5 matches that will get the time they deserve. You're not going to sit there with a short run time. I can pull up the times and just go.
You'll get a couple of matches that are a little bit shorter, but both nights. So both nights were 7 matches, yo. Both nights.
And I thought every
That's
match
what's
had
up.
the ability to breathe.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and some had a little bit too quickness. Like NXT Stand and Deliver was 2 nights as well, and I thought it benefited from that. But I thought it also had the hindrance of it's on live television, it's on USA, so they have a hard out.
For sure.
You know, they might be able to push it a little bit. Like I know Thursday night that it felt like they had more breathing room.
Yeah. They both went over
Thursdays, so it already they had already thrown off USA's programming for the night. So what does it matter if you know? I'm a master control operator. I'm just sitting there. I'm the guy who runs the commercial breaks. So I'm just sitting there going, well, you've already messed up my night. So what does it matter if you run?
Why does it even matter now?
it's like when we have a football game, like college basketball just wrapped up.
Yeah.
And some of these games lead right into us airing paid programming.
Yeah.
So I sit there going, all right, kids, what does it matter if you've ran long? Have fun with your little ball. Play as long as you like. I'll be here. It's just
I'll
a little
be
bit
here either way.
because it doesn't really affect any. It's not like we're going into the news or anything. So there's not a pressure for a hard out, and you felt that on night 2 of NXT more than I did with night 1.
Yeah.
Night 1 had some great matches, but I felt a lot of it. I thought they had time to breathe, but I felt their endings felt rushed at times where I was going 1, 2, and here's a kick out 3. Oh, and we're done.
Wait.
Okay, it was a good match, but I'm a little caught off guard. But that's NXT Stand Deliver having to deal with being on live television, while WWE and WrestleMania has the pay-per-view, they have the network, they have Peacock. They don't have that.
Yeah.
And man, 2 nights is great. 2 nights makes it an event.
Right.
In a way, it's like here's a weekend. Here's
but think about it. So with that, think about it. It's more of even like a week. Because the Raw and SmackDown and NXT, well, not NXT now because it's in the Capitol Center or whatever, but you know what I mean? They're gonna do the shows, like Raw is gonna be in Tampa tonight. SmackDown will probably be in Tampa this weekend. You know what I mean? So like it's a week of money for the cities, for the hotels, the employees. I think it's nothing but there's no downfall to it at all.
Yeah, being 2 nights.
None whatsoever, yo. So I feel like 2 nights is perfect. It's about 3.5 hours. You know what I mean? Every match, like you said, could breathe.
Like I want for me, a perfect pay-per-view event is just a little bit longer than like an epic movie. Like, you know, if like an Avengers movie should be like 2.5 hours, a pay-per-view event should be like 3.5.
Yeah.
NXT's 2. They should always hit 2 hours. But like WWE, 3 hours is like what I'm always like looking for a perfect pay-per-view. Maybe a little bit under, a little bit over, but 3 hours is like a perfect pay-per-view event. And this is what it hit, man. And I was so pleased with that. And I'm just thinking back to like WrestleMania like 34. I just remember watching the pre-show and the entire event as I taken the day off work. And by the end of it, from like 5 in the afternoon to 11 at night, I was just like, I'm just done.
It's a long time, man. It's a long time, yo. And shit, was that the one where it actually went? That was the one where it went to like midnight, I think. Probably. Like even like, yo, that's a long ass time with a pre-show. Because then there were matches during the pre-show and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you want to catch all of it.
You want to see it all. You want to see it all.
And dude, going back to it, this was all the major belts outside of like the SmackDown tag team titles and just until the Usos come back. At least all the major titles got defended on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't relegate anything to the pre-show, which is
Nothing
just
was on the pre-show.
Like how many years was the IC title on the pre-show? How many years was the US title on the pre-show? And the tag team titles. And these are titles. On the pre-show. That's
especially like the IC title. That title, the US title until they build it up, until they make it worth something, you know what I mean? Again. But the IC title should never be on the motherfucking pre-show.
That's never. My favorite belt.
That's some bullshit. For sure.
Like the IC title is probably my favorite like in any organization, that second tier title is usually my favorite because my favorite people are never like the leads. I'm never a fan of like the leaders of groups. I always like that renegade off to the side guy. Right. And they were always the one holding that secondary US title, IC title. It's what made me love Diamond Dallas Page for WCW. It was like, oh, you're not quite the leader face. You're not Sting.
Yeah.
The US champion, and you're going after the NWO. That's cool.
Word up. So some other question.
Yeah, we had questions.
How'd you feel? So WWE had the rain delay and everything. How'd you feel about the you gonna laugh about it? Come on, man.
Funny. It was ironic in that
nature.
way that laugh. It's like it tickles my optimistic nihilism of going, hey, yes, we have fans back. You know what? Maybe things aren't terrible. There's a 45-minute rain delay. Everyone evacuate. That's kind of funny.
That's fiendish.
Kind of way.
That's diabolical.
It is.
Funny. That's crazy. But
that's
I think they handled it.
That's some real hill shit from Mother Nature right there.
Real shit from Mother Nature for sure. Yo, but I mean, they handled it well though, yo. Like they gave them live mics, let them go. That's Vince. I hope take notes, Vince. They did well with it. Even Braun Strowman did good with it.
Dude, Vince McMahon.
You know what I mean? Like, let them go, Vince. Stop scripting shit so much, and Matt Riddle won't have to forget a line.
Yeah, but when you play a stoner, it's kind of fine. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it was like, okay,
but play it off. Let him play it off like he's just my bad, too much weed or too much slow.
Well, just wait,
whatever.
Well, me and you were talking, and we'll get there. So, I mean, if we're just hopping around, just like two good buddies talking about some F'N Wrassling.
Yeah, we'll hop around for a second and we'll bring it together.
So there was a lovely segment with Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
we ran into Rob Van Dam,
baby. He gave him the RVD rolling papers.
Yeah, he did. And these are two guys who are just like stoners,
right?
Like, it's like known, and I love them. I've loved Rob Van Dam.
And the thing is, like Matt Riddle, Matt Riddle. They won't let it be known that he is, but it was known that Rob Van Dam was.
They're not a PG play around it.
Yeah,
and you know me, dude. I'm all about like bringing people back and forming factions. Like, how would you feel like if Rob Van Dam came back and like formed like the the good guy version of the Hurt Business? Like he's the anti MVP, but he's just like the stoner good guy version. Like he's just
the bro business.
The bro
business.
Yes.
Done.
The bro business.
Get John Morrison. Get John Morrison in there.
Yes. I'm all about this now.
100%.
I'm really all about this.
100%.
Get Sasha Banks to join too in that like tweener way, and then you'd have Snoop Dogg show up.
Ooh. I mean, he makes sense for sure.
I mean, that just legitimizes everything.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
anyway, all right.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just like really. If we talk about this, we put it out in the universe, and if the bro business can be a thing, and we just call like,
I would be all right with that.
You're the buds.
The buds.
I kind of want this, man.
Buds, right? Oh, that'd be
put it out in the universe, man. Even if they steal this, I'll just be a happy fan sitting at home going, "Look at Rob Van Dam forming the bro business to take like Matt Riddle versus Bobby Lashley for the world title by SummerSlam. Hurt Business versus Bro Business. I'm here for it, man."
Done.
Damn it. That's not
totally fine with
it. And it sounds great.
Totally fine with it. I'm about to cry watching the moment with Santos Escobar and his son at the end of the match. Good gosh.
Right.
Oh my god.
Sorry, so that's where you're at. So you're watching night 2?
I'm watching night 2, night 2 the NXT Stand and Deliver. Yeah, man.
I got night 1 on, man. That ladder match was
let's get into the show. Let's get into the match.
Stop being random. Let's stop being random.
And we'll try to get to everyone. We'll at least mention everyone and get how we felt about it, good or bad, blah, blah, blah.
We'll talk about what we want to.
So we'll start off night 1, NXT Stand and Deliver.
Hit me with it.
First match, Zoe Stark beat Toni Storm. I'm all right with that. They're pushing Zoe Stark. She's really good in the ring. Toni Storm is a veteran. She doesn't really need the push. I think it's a bad loss for her though.
It's a bad loss, but it's that weird thing where WWE is as a program, including NXT into it, for how I think they don't know how to handle their men's roster. They know how to handle their women's roster perfect because they know how to rotate it because they have Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Becky, and Asuka. None of these women can be hurt by a loss.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but they're always in the world title picture. So you can build anyone up. You can have WrestleMania, man. You have 2 new champions. Bianca Belair took it. Rhea Ripley took it. We're building stories. You're building the new heel and a new mega face. But you have these 5 women who can always show up and go, all right, I think I'm the veteran here. You've had my belt long enough. My turn. I want it back now.
Mine, all mine. Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do in any roster, is going here is a number of legitimate people who at any point can challenge.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we're trying to do with Toni Storm, and I really think we can get there. She's a former NXT UK Women's Champion. She should at some point be.
She'll be. Yeah, she definitely will be. And she's on what, 24, maybe 25 at the most.
They're all ridiculous. Yeah, I get it.
They're all so young. It's
I
crazy.
get it. I haven't done anything with my life. I get it. NXT. I have a wrestling podcast. They're actually wrestlers.
Yeah. And they're young, and it's great. And there's going to be we'll be watching them for the next 10 years. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, man. That's gonna be that's like the best thing about it. But moving on to another great British import, Pete Dunne versus Tashida was a badass exhibition.
It was great. That match was
Dunn
great.
is a beast, and he's used the pandemic to get in some insane shape. That guy's cut all of his body fat down.
Definitely.
So he's I don't really know if he's a submission worker as much as like he's trying to just break people's fingers. Like what he does.
Break your damn fingers, man. How is that? How? I don't understand how to pull that move off. Like I mentioned, like when we're watching like that move, and when they'll put your arm back behind you and stomp on you. Like no,
Tashida had that one bit where Pete Dunne did that, and I thought he broke his elbow.
Like, you can't do that. Like your arm is not supposed to move like that, yo.
You watch that. Look, it bends one way. It don't that way. And Tashida's arm went that way. I thought it snapped, man. I thought we saw a real injury, and it was scary on the opening.
That match was beautiful, and Kushida is so smooth.
Dude, I just wish
he would get smooth, man.
I just wish he would get. He loses all the time.
He loses a lot.
It was that weird matchup. This is such a good exhibition. As you want to see it. There's no titles on the line. It is just the win-loss, which is cool in wrestling. I mean, that's like you're just seeing the characters face off. It's like a cool one-off comic book.
Yeah.
And I think Pete Dunne should go after Karrion Kross. I know he just lost to Finn Balor, but I don't really know who to throw to Karrion Kross right now since he's the champion. That's going to have the same weight to it. And Pete Dunne could take that loss.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think, now I'm thinking about it, I don't think Pete Dunne should get another loss for a world title so quickly. I can see an opportunity, but not a loss.
Right. They could go. They have a couple directions they could go, man. I mean,
yeah.
I guess we'll see. Well, hey, tune in this Tuesday now. Because NXT's on Tuesdays now.
This is the war.
This is the first week.
We have peace. The land of wrestling, kind of, sort of.
Sort of, kind of. So that next match we want to talk about for a little bit. The 6-man gauntlet eliminator match to determine the competitor for Johnny Gargano. Between Bronson Reed, Swerve Scott, Cameron Grimes.
To the moon, baby.
LA Knight, Dexter Lumis, and Chase's favorite wrestler in the whole wide world, Leon Ruff.
Sure.
And it was an action-packed match, a good 23 minutes, yo. 23 minutes, 14 seconds.
I like gauntlet matches, man.
Yeah, you had to be long, and it was all, we got everything from everybody. And Bronson, the right person went over, I guess. Bronson Reed went over, and he faced Johnny Knight, too.
I'll talk about more of that when we get to night 2 in the Johnny Gargano match. As I agree with you, the right guy went over. I would have been fine. I was going with Dexter Lumis just as I thought that's where the plot was going.
I did too. Yeah.
Glad he didn't.
Right.
I'm happy. I've been wanting Bronson Reed to push since he was got signed because I remember when he was like Jonah Rock because I went back and went, oh hey, NXT signs Jonah Rock. Went, all right, who's this guy? And I think he's from New Zealand, so he's a Kiwi. And I was like, oh, who's this fella? I want to just look up. And I read his stuff. I like the name Jonah Rock. I thought it was cool. So I've been waiting for him to get that moment to all right, man, rise above, show your more than a second tier guy and actually go for the belt. And I thought this was like a really cool coming out party for him. Yeah. So I agree. It's just a cool match. They got to show off those
it was good.
hard guys.
It was
a cool NXT. Yeah.
Yeah. So next match though, Walter Tommaso Ciampa. Was everything pretty much, it was, built up to be hard hitting. They were both laying in their shit, as they say.
Yeah, man.
The only complaint I have about it is the finish at the end, just the way it ended with the single chop. But
it was quick.
Walter is the shit. Walter is the shit.
He's a beast, man.
He's a beast.
If I
let that man go, let him go.
Oh man,
push him.
If he wasn't signed with WWE, wouldn't it just be badass if Walter could just show up at MLW and just stand in front of like Jacob Fatu and do that chest out thing in front of him?
Come on, that's too
Damn
much.
It. Damn it! Now I want that.
I like him. Let him stay in WWE. Let him stay and just be that badass.
Absolutely, I agree. If he could square up against Jacob Fatu, that would.
Oh, come on, that's too much. I don't even want to think. Oh, that's too much.
So I liked it, man. There was this weird thing though, where I think WWE, if someone has that thing that makes them popular, Bobby Roode had his entrance music. Ricochet was the man gravity forgot. He had do flippy stuff. Finn Balor was the demon. They overexpose things that make someone popular. And Walter's known for his big scary chops, because they are. They're big scary. I wouldn't want to take one. That's just his claim to fame right now. And I felt like, yeah, that's what you're playing to, but I almost felt it was overdone a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I liked the spot where he chopped the table and he broke it because he sold it. It was
sold it for the rest of the match.
It sold the devastation. It was like that give and take of going, are we saying it's like a bionic? For some reason, it was just that little bit of overpowered where I was like, wrestling's that weird thing of like where your suspension of disbelief can just be is ever wavering, you know? And it's like, it's always in that, it's like a flag in the wind. Like at some point it's just going to blow either direction. And sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Like when we did to the Fiend stuff on WrestleMania and how unforgiving of that, but this chop to the table was just that one thing going, huh? And I can't even explain it, man.
But like for me, I think the chop to the table was also taking away his big advantage, which is that chop, trying to take it away from him.
Yeah.
And because he hit the table with it, he wasn't going to really want to use that hand anymore for the rest of the match. You know what I mean? So, and the way he sold it was beautiful. He sold it beautifully. Even when he was standing on the ramp with Imperium at the end of the match after he won, he beat Tommaso Ciampa. So I think that was just taking away the strength and just working the match. I think that was just part of the psychology of the match to take it away from him.
It was good. I would have liked it. Like I said, it would. I don't know if it was just the breaking of the table, and I can't even tell you why, man. I think on a different day and a different mindset, it might even have hit me differently. But like on that initial moment of watching, okay,
yeah. But again, that didn't bother me as much as the damn 85,452 clotheslines Tommaso Ciampa put on Walter. Like that bothered me way more than the broken.
Dude, I agree. There was a lot of things where this match didn't. I had to rewatch this match to like this match, honestly. Because initially, and I think that's because I overhyped it in my own head.
I think so, me too, yeah.
Cool, I'm so ready for this. It'll be so hard hit. And it was, and then it just...
it just ended. The way it ended, it just stopped. It was just like, weird.
It should have been, like, you almost feel like a week. I think that was the thing with the chop. And like you said, he's playing the chop. He can't really land it as hard as he wants to. But for that end of the match moment, you want that boom finisher.
Yeah.
And I think that goes into like everyone kicks out of finishers now. So what is a boom finisher?
Right.
I don't know.
It was a good match, man. It was a great match. But,
I'm excited to see where Walter goes from here.
Me too.
Me too. I think it's gonna be Finn Balor. I think him and Finn Balor should start a really cool program for the UK NXT title. Because I think Finn Balor would have a great run with that belt.
That would be good. I'm down for it.
I'd really like to see that.
I'm down for it. So next we got the tag team triple threat. The tag team triple threat match was outstanding.
Dude, it's a solid contender for one of the matches of the weekend.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I thought the Grizzled Young Veterans was gonna win, but they came up short again, just short again for the third time.
Man, MSK has come in with that great story. They're awesome faces that that audiences can get behind. You know, because
that is true.
I mean, and it's because they're like Ron's side of the track rebels, just trying to do right. You know, it's like, hey man, we don't come from the best background, but we found something we're passionate about, and we're trying to do it right.
Yeah,
and that's such a fun story to get behind.
It was. It is good.
And they were also against Legado del Fantasma, which is a faction I love. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. Santos Escobar has the amazing ladder match that we'll get to down the line.
Yep.
And I thought I didn't care about this match, and I only mean I didn't care about this match in that sense of going, anyone can win.
Whoever wins,
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm just here for some great action, and by God, there was some, dude. MSK is just, they can stand and deliver at any point. When they went out in the rain, when they were hopping around, I mean, that match is what's on right now, and I don't want to get so distracted and like take away just going, look what they're doing. They knew how to balance it so well. And right. Grizzled Young Vets have like come up short. That's like their whole thing is like they've lost Heroes Classic twice.
But when they finally get it, it's going to be a great moment. It's going to be a great moment when they get it.
It's so weird to see heels played as faces. You know what I mean? Like they're heels, but they're getting that face push of going, you're going to come up short. You keep coming up short, but the audience wants you to win those belts.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, we're rooting for the bad guys. Okay. Yeah. But it's such a team where they just come in, dominate. They have a good style.
They demand your attention, man. They command your attention for sure.
They're like the second coming of the Revival. Like, I don't think there's been like a heel faction to grab that like weird traditionalist ring workers since the Revival. Yeah. That hold those belts. And again, maybe I'm speaking out of line. Maybe I'm throwing too much on it. For me, Grizzled Young Vets and MSK is one of the next great TAD rivalries, like Revival versus American Alpha, Revival versus DIY. Yeah. Hell, they even copied the spot from one of the former NXTs that was DIY versus the Revival, where Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa have the Revival in double submission moves and they hold hands and not to tap out. They do that with Grizzled Young Vets and I believe MSK.
Yeah. It's good stuff,
but
man.
It was a great rivalry. It's one of those awesome matches where even if you're not a fan of wrestling, you can get behind it because there's something for every. You have two great heel factions. You have a great face team that are triumphant in the end. So even if you want to get behind that good versus evil story, which is wrestling, all it is, it's a perfect example of that high octane quick match. Man, am I happy that the NXT tag team division seems it's back to where it always was. That's one of my favorite in the land. I'm so happy. Sorry.
There you go.
It's not my first cup of coffee.
It's all good, baby. Moving on. Io's final match of the night was Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. I'm sorry. Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai. And like you said, we know Dakota Kai came into the picture a little bit, but but Raquel Gonzalez went over and she is the new NXT Women's Champion.
I was surprised by this, man. I didn't think Io's reign was going to end quite yet.
Chase, had a long one. I don't know if you heard after the match, she got the old standing applause and everything from the crowd and saluted to the crowd and stuff. So sounds like she's moving on up to the main roster, bro. Yeah.
Thank you for your service. You Nets fall.
Do you remember who her tag team partner was in Japan?
Was it Asuka?
Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think so. I think her and Asuka have some sort of connection because she was tag.
Well, there's Stardom. The only Japanese, well, not the only, but like the main Japanese female wrestling is like Stardom, I believe. So I imagine everyone who's has crossed through paths. So sure.
Right.
All right.
I think so. I hopefully, if I'm mistaken, but F'N Wrassling Nation, I apologize.
No,
comment and let us know. Let me know who it was. Let us know for sure. But I'm pretty. She was tag team with somebody. She did it. She was in a tag team with somebody, and I think it was. But anyway,
it was a good match. It was hard getting. Everything about it hit. It was a good main event for the first night.
Yeah.
I was surprised, man. I wasn't expecting. Again, there hasn't been anyone that's I've hit went, all right, man, this is who's going to take the belt off. Maybe I've just been like not paying attention to Raquel Gonzalez the way I should have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
but
no.
I mean, the jump off the skull was really cool. That choke slam she hit was nice, but it was one of those things where I really just think that it's time. Like I said, these are the end of year pure events. We need to move. It's
time to build stories, moves next,
and that's what it was. So we'll see how she goes from there.
I'm interested to see who's going to step up against her for the title. You know what I mean? Who's going to be her next? Next competitor for sure.
Until Dakota Kai inevitably, but
You think you keep saying that, so we'll
That's
see.
Wrestling. Man. That's
we'll
wrestling.
It makes sense for sure.
The only group never to turn on each other is the New Day.
And they won't. But so night two kicking off. We had Killian Dane and Breezango for a future tag team champion match.
Yeah. Remember how I was just praising
Killian Dane and Drake Maverick won. So moving on.
Yeah, remember how I was just praising the tag team division? Yeah, take that back. This is just a match.
I do enjoy watching the dynamic between Killian Dane and Drake Maverick.
How you talked about Luther and Serpentico.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys, I like those two. These guys master it. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, I don't know. I like big guy, little guy. Look, Killian, like, I like Drake Maverick as a cruiser. It's dumb. It works. I've
liked Killian Dane for a while though, man. But he just doesn't get the push that I thought he could.
Yeah, man, he was part of Sanity, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sucks for him, but Sanity was great. I loved Sanity.
Love Sanity. Never got the push they deserved, but I mean that's.
Hey, but it's just like fucking Hurt Business. But anyway, man, whatever.
Hurt Business, yeah.
Let's go. So we got the next match was what we preluded to earlier. The ladder match.
It was the ladder match. Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin. That was
just when all Santos Escobar
kick off.
Shit.
I mean, it was a fun throwback to SummerSlam Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. Even had Shawn Michaels come in and make it a ladder match. You had Jordan Devlin, man.
He's impressive.
I wasn't a bit of a fan, but he was hitting some amazing stuff. The moonsaults that kid was hitting were insane. Beautiful. Like the one off the ladder, I thought he hit his head. It was Escobar was so close to that ladder.
Yeah.
That
like he had to go up and down instead of out. You know what I mean? And he landed it perfectly. He landed it the best you could land it, I think. It was
really I thought they telegraphed the ending. I think the right person, because this was a title unification. Jordan Devlin has been over in Ireland since the pandemic. He hasn't been able to get over. So William Regal went. We're having a cruiserweight intern cruiserweight, and Santos Escobar won it. And that was his heel turn when he won. That's when he officially.
That was when he first appeared. He's had the belt for that long. That was his first appearance. Was the cruiserweight tournament.
That's when he came in, because he was like legend. He was like son of the Phantom. He went heel and took the mask off and like, no, I'm in Santos Escobar. I'm the villain the whole time, which is really cool. Again, I've went in. I love that guy since Lucha Underground when he was King Cuerno. Right. So, and he has that great, but I thought they had telegraphed the ending that Jordan Devlin was going to win, like because he's been playing the face a little bit more. They're both heels, but Jordan Devlin was the face of the match.
Right.
And when Legado del Fantasma ran in, I went, cool. There it is. But then Santos Escobar sent them away. I went, all right, cool. That telegraphs it. He doesn't want to cheat and wants to do it the right way. It's like, I have this, the overconfidence. Jordan Devlin's don't get it. No. Escobar headbutted him off the ladder and he collapsed through a wooden one. Now, these are gimmick ladders. They're wood. They're not steel.
But still
that shit hurts.
Fuck it. That shit
hurt. You got that beautiful shot of Santos Escobar standing tall with both belts, that classic Razor shot like you got from the Shawn Razor match. And as you commented on earlier, that lovely shot of him standing on top of the rampway.
With his son, and he put the mask on his son and gave his son the belt. Come on, bro. That
is the son of the Phantom.
Right. Yes. That's the moments. That's the moments that WWE likes to create, man. And they do it better than anybody with the moments.
They know how to do moments, man.
So next up was the women's tag team match. Shotzi Blackheart, the champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. They defeated the Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
They did.
All right, we better just move on before we get kicked off the airways.
What? You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It was a good match. It was what it was. It was spotty but cool. It was spot filled, but it was botch filled, and it was cool. It was a good match. I'm glad they're keeping the belts on someone for a longer than a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I like Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart as a tag team.
They work well together. They're a good tag team. Let them stay a tag team. If you don't have anything else for them, let them stay a fucking tag team.
I would love them to have the name, like give them a name. Like I know I threw it out there going, hey, with the gimmick where they were, with how they're looking, you can call them the Road Warriors if you wanted to have like a different throwback. I know you guys were down for that. Hank threw out the Furies, which I do go for.
I'm all right with that. I like that better.
Cayenne too as well. So I'm fine with it. Let's see where it goes. My feelings on Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah,
they're perfect.
Definitely, I agree. I agree in every way.
Man.
For sure.
And The Way is such a strange group. I'm actually really happy that we're about to get to the Johnny Gargano Bronson Reed match. This is something I wanted to talk.
We'll just go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Right to it, man. Yeah. So Johnny Gargano is what I used to think was the perfect face, like the face of NXT. Shit, he's not, man. He is like the genuine best shit heel wrestling could ask for. You know how so when we talked about, you know me, I don't like Baron Corbin.
Right.
I don't see his place, and you always say, no, that's how you're supposed to feel. Johnny Gargano is everything that The Miz and Baron Corbin should aim to be.
Yes.
Like, because all I want to see is someone just beat the shit out of Johnny Gargano, like just really pulverize him. Like, and it's hit me. I'm going, who's going to take this belt? Who's going to take this belt away from you, Johnny? He's the North American NXT champion. It's one of those pretty belts, and I really like it.
It is a nice belt.
I like being able to follow. I like being able to follow the legacy of a belt. New belts you can do that with.
Yeah.
And Johnny has had it a few times, and this is that heel run with The Way. And man, is this a great angle? He is that perfect heel where he's skilled enough not to need to cheat, but he's willing to cheat. And he's that just when he cuts promos and he smiles and he's smarmy. I wanted Tashida to beat him at the last takeover. I wanted Bronson Reed to beat him at this takeover. And you know what? When Johnny squeaks the win out and walks away off his own skill, that is some good heel shit right there.
Good heel.
Johnny Gargano never needs what you want out of heels. Johnny Gargano is, man. He never needs to lose that belt.
Wow, dude. So I'm surprised because I think it was when we were watching and everything, we were talking about this and everything, and you were saying how you love him as a face and how great of a face he is and shit.
Dude, I had some time to get away, and it's one of those things. Like, all right. It's like Bailey in WWE. It's like, man, yeah, you are so or Daniel Bryan. It's like you're so talented that you can work both perfectly,
right?
And you're almost a little bit better at this one. So when you can revert back to that one, it's going to be almost that better story. It's Johnny Gargano is doing such a good. He's swarmy. He's just. It's just not like, you're gross, dude.
Yeah, and he won. He beat Bronson Reed, and he's he still got the title
in a convincing way, and in a match that made Bronson look really good too.
Made Bronson look great. That match is actually about to start now.
Yeah,
and just the stupid shit that him and that they do, the way that they do, like Adam and Austin Theory is playing this role. Like he got into some trouble and shit, and they're making him pay for it. You know, what I mean? Obviously, deservingly so. But he's doing it well. And when his time comes, he's gonna be great because this kid is only fucking 23, I think.
Stupid.
Like he is really good already. But Johnny, fuck you. I hate him.
Fucking people.
Because he's sitting there tapping the belt in the ring like fucking Johnny. All right, anywho.
Moving on. Balor versus
Karrion Kross. Great match.
I love
17. It was a great match. It was a perfect match. Everything about it. There's nothing about it that I didn't like. Karrion Kross is the shit.
Dude, he's such a scary.
He is the shit. And
heel.
This run, I think it's gonna be a good run.
I loved his costume or his uniform of just like the gladiatorial, like Spartan look. He has Scarlet Boudoir right there.
Mark my words. April 12th, 2021. Karrion Kross is gonna bring the demon back out of Finn, bro. It's happening. And I hope so. I miss the demon. I miss him.
I miss him. I want to see Finn again. I want to see Finn go after Walter right now. So I don't want him back in here to bring out the demon. Because again, I could see it in a year. Because again, I want Karrion to have a nice long run. He got the belt and then lost it. I want to see him just take some people out. For a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like I want to see Adam Cole come forward of going, hey, thanks for keeping that warm. I've settled my business. I'm here to show him the best, and then destroy him.
Then just beat the shit out of
him. And then have Karrion Kross go over and just keep building it and building it and building it. Something like that. Yeah, dude. Because I just want to see Finn Balor versus Walter. That's a match. I'm just kind of like, hey, in 2021, I really just want that. I want that package.
Not wrong with that.
I think it'd be such a cool build. It's a David versus Goliath size. They're both foreigners.
No, it'd be a great show.
I like Finn as a champion. I like Finn Balor. Watching this match reminded me of going, oh yeah, Finn Balor's why I got back into wrestling. You're awesome, dude. In NXT, you were great. And then you went to the main roster and I forgot all about that. Right. But now that you're back, you're back.
You are again. And he's great. No, yeah, Finn's the shit, man. He deserves.
Oh yeah.
He's Teflon. Nothing can hurt him.
No, dude.
He's good.
He can take a loss against it in any situation, and it just works.
Yeah, definitely. All right, last match for NXT Stand and Deliver was Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole in a 40-minute match, yo.
An unsanctioned
40-minute beautiful ass kicking.
I mean,
it was great.
And you know what? Yeah, it was great.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it.
Hard hitting and
perfect.
The chain when they made when Kyle O'Reilly cut the chain,
clothesline by the chain.
That was mean.
Oh, it's too much.
When they tapped each other through the floor and Adam Cole grabs himself up and then kicked through the plaster of the walkway and dragged out Kyle O'Reilly. When Kyle O'Reilly wrapped that chain around his knee and then jumped into his face. When he hit the knee to the back of his head. Too bad it was a 1-star match.
Fucking Meltzer. Like this dude, like
oh no, it got 4.5. I'm saying Chase Harrison's calling it a 1-star match. F'N Wrassling is saying that's a 1-star match.
Whoa. F'N Wrassling ain't saying that shit.
Yeah. You wanna know why? You wanna know why, JR? You wanna know why?
Let me guess.
Ask me why. JR, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Why was that a 1-star match?
Because Adam Cole lost?
No. I don't care about that. That guy's Teflon. Because how do you get rid of the original Shock the System Undisputed Era theme music? How does not what those guys have shitty music now?
The music does suck for both of them. No, the music was.
I know that's a dumb reason. It wasn't really a 1-star match. It was a great match. But that was stupid.
Yeah. That was to be. I was. Whew.
I was a little crushed.
We might have had to break up F'N Wrassling on that one, yo.
I was just fucking with you. I was just joshing you. Don't worry about it.
But no, you are right. The music, like, because when they came out, we were like, what? That shit was horrible.
Yeah, man. And again, it's just, I hate it, man. I loved that Shot the System music. It's making me worried because every time I made myself on video games, that's what I gave myself for the last couple of years of going, yeah. And now, does that mean I won't get it anymore? Yeah, dude, it was a perfect match. It was perfect character building. Like Adam Cole's Teflon. He's fucking Adam Cole. His name is over. Like, so he's good. I think he should actually go back into the world title scene. And Kyle O'Reilly is now just uber face. Like that guy.
Oh yeah, he's their baby
face. And he's the guy I hope takes the belt off Johnny Gargano. I think he'd make a great U.S. champion or North American champion.
I agree with that. For sure. I mean, like, because this story, like, he has come so far. Like, he was just a second tier Undisputed Era guy, you know what I mean, tag team champ. He was a great tag team, you know what I mean, Bobby Fish, great champions, one of if not the best tag team, I agree, one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in NXT.
First 3-time holder of the belt, man, for Undisputed Era.
Right, but now this story with Adam Cole has skyrocketed him to a whole nother level. Like you said, he is the baby face of NXT right now, for sure, 100%.
In that great way that I go, cool, man. Like I said, I want Johnny Gargano to have like this long heel run, but I also see Kyle O'Reilly as the guy just to walk in going, I'm a wrestler's wrestler. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that, and can just do that in like, I don't want to compare him to an Austin, and that's not what I'm trying to say, but just in that very real way. I'm like, I'm tougher than you.
Not like I'm this badass dude, but I will out wrestle anybody.
It's what it's what I like about Daniel Bryan right now so much, and why I like him wrestling Roman Reigns is because he's like all smiles in the ring. It's all like laughing and kind of in that mocking way of going, dude, you're bigger and you're stronger than me. That's great. That's cool. I will not argue that. I'm a better wrestler than you.
It's a better wrestler.
Wrestling ring. Do what you can, but it seems you've only been able to cheat.
Right.
Except at WrestleMania,
which our next show, and we'll pump it out quick for y'all. You know what I mean? We'll probably have next show for y'all tomorrow if we can.
Who knows?
Who knows? Tonight, whatever. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll figure it out. But But that match, yeah. We'll cover that match for sure, and every other match on the next show. We'll cover WrestleMania for sure. But we got too much involved with all these matches because honestly, yo, Stand and Deliver was too good of a show to try to shorten it and combine and cover.
We were trying to get both. We were trying to do all the WrestleMania weekend. We were trying to get NXT and we were trying to get WWE shows in here.
Yeah,
there's just so much to cover that was great to talk about with Stand and Deliver, though, and just to cover. And we even rushed through a lot of it. I mean, but tried to tap on everything and put our opinions. Put that effing opinion on this effing wrestling.
Put our effing stank on it. You know what I mean? That's it. You know how we do. You know how we do.
You know what the best thing about this episode was?
What's that?
Nothing had to get the F out of wrestling.
You know what? Nothing did have to get the F out of wrestling, and that's great. That's a good show. I could, you know what? Well, no, because it'll have to be when we cover WrestleMania. Because I do have something from WrestleMania to get the F out of my wrestling.
Hey,
for
Stand and Deliver. Thanks. Nothing had to get the F out of our wrestling.
Exactly. NXT stood and delivered on this show, yo. It was perfect. It was. Hey, you see what I did there?
What you did there?
NXT, they do it. They know how to do it. You know what I mean? It is the best pro wrestling television show out right now.
It's certainly the cleanest,
for
man.
Sure.
I'm a big.
It's like just pro wrestling show as far as just the wrestling and the stories and shit. Like,
I think they're getting better on the stories. I've been a bit forgivist. There's a word there for it.
I get what you're saying.
Apologist. I've been a huge.
There it is.
There we are.
I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah, I was like, there's a word for this. I'm just not getting it. You know what? I'll make one up. It was not a word till the first person said it, but the word I'm looking for is apologist, which is a real one. For AEW, and now that they're like a little bit over a year in the whole run, I'm going, cool. Your freshman year's over. Now it's time to start like bullying you and picking on you because there's problems.
Right.
God, there are a lot of problems there, but NXT, you're right, man.
They're still young, man. That's just a year. Like you said, they're a year into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll figure it out, man.
NXT, man, dude, it's a pinnacle show, man. If anyone,
it's a machine. It is a machine. I tell people
like what wrestling to watch, it's usually like, hey, check out MLW, check out AEW, or check out NXT. NXT is like my dad, who's an avid listener, my dad, of F'N Wrassling.
Hello, Mr. Billy.
Yeah. Was asking me, going, hey man, I haven't watched wrestling since you lived at home. What would be a good show to just start tuning into and watching? NXT.
Yeah.
We have Hulu. Just start tuning into NXT, man. There's great characters. There's great stories. There's great action. It's well worth everything. Yeah. And it's 2 hours.
It's 2 hours.
Or 3 hours. Or is it move it up to 3 or is it 2?
I think it's still going to stay 2. Yeah, no, don't go to 3 NXT.
No,
just stay 2.
2 hours is a good wrestling show. And again, like you said, dude, I'm getting off subject. I'm getting off point and stretching things out, but you're right.
Good. Yeah, no, we got a little bit of time. No, we don't. We got a little bit of time now. You straight. We're good.
Don't you rush me.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, no, stretch it out.
Oh, no, dude. But like I said, I there's so many ways for them to break out and go from here that I'm excited about. Like Johnny Gargano, I want to have a nice long run. I can't wait to see the next person who's like steps up to challenge him. Like Isaiah Swerve Scott would be awesome to go, all right, man, I'm gonna take you on for it, and then have Johnny beat him. Dexter, it's slowly working to Dexter. That's one thing I'm worried about. Like it seems like it's working to Dexter Loomis.
It is just back from when he snatched Austin Theory, all that kind of back then. Like it's a good stretch. So this is the slow build that you've always wanted. You know what I mean?
It is for the wrong guy, and I like Dexter Loomis. I just don't want Dexter.
It should be with Cameron Grimes. Like I want. What if Cameron Grimes buys an opportunity for a championship title match?
Can I run with that idea real quick? Because I like that.
What you got?
What if you somehow, because I think Cameron Grimes should work with this. Like if you just had like Dexter Loomis slow, almost where it's not after Johnny, he just wants the belt, or you have someone who just wants the belt, and then you just have like Johnny or whoever sell it to Cameron, and then it's just like, all right, cool, that's your problem now. Yeah. Wait, what problem? Him.
And Loomis is behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No refunds.
Yeah. No.
What? I don't want to deal with this guy. Hey, he wants that belt, not me.
Yeah.
And that would just be so funny to have like Johnny Gargano sell the problem off.
It would.
I like that idea.
It's not bad.
I like buying the opportunity, but I like shit healing, and Cameron Grimes is such a good shit heel of NXT. He's like a Miz of NXT, man.
Such a shit heel. Yeah, I'll give him that. Not bad at all. Yeah, so this kind of has me no, go ahead, go with your point. I'll cut you off.
No, I'm sorry. But what about to? What if Cameron Grimes moved up but joined Miz and Morrison? I don't want that, but I could see him fitting in just with that like rich lifestyle idea thrown around.
He could, man. But I think NXT needs that kind of comedic relief. Every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like he's there. Like I don't think Vince would let him shine with them. I don't think Vince would let him. I think that would be too much for Vince.
But this isn't a group that shines, man. I mean,
I know.
We'll cover this in our WrestleMania review, but The Miz was just world champion, and now he's like being pinned by some of the best celebrity talent they've had in.
That was a great match. But that was great. Like we'll get into that next show for sure. But yeah, no, that was a great debut for sure, man. Bad Bunny.
Like I have a lot of hats I have to eat right now. And that's one of them. So I'm like, damn it, he's really good.
It was good.
But I agree with you, man. I think there's so I just want to see Johnny Gargano just take on so many other people and just do that face run where he just beats everyone, where the audience just wants to watch him lose.
Right.
Like that's what I had when the match with Kushida, I went, cool, this is Kushida's time. We're gonna see him hold that belt. It's at a takeover.
Right.
Let it happen. And it didn't. Oh, okay. Bronson Reed's been there for a while. This could be a cool breakout for him. He's on like hoist the belt. Oh, no. Okay.
Grizzled Young Vets been going for, they were runner up in the tag team. What's it called? The Dusty Rhodes tag team tournament twice. And then come up short again for this tag team title. When is it going to be their time, man? It's going to be interesting. And the question I was going to ask, I realized it. In WWE altogether, on every roster, how many heels are champions, yo? Like, think about that. Like, think about who are the faces, the New Day tag team champs. They're not even a tag team champion.
No, they lost it. They lost them last on the first night. They lost it to AJ Styles and Almas. So now those are heels.
Matt Riddle, he just lost.
Yeah, to Sheamus, so heel. Paula Cruz,
Bianca Belair is a face. Bobby Lashley's a heel. Roman's a heel. Walter's a heel. Karrion's a heel. Johnny's a heel.
Blackheart and Shotzi,
their face. So are there really only two faces as champions in the whole WWE?
It's your time, man. This is your landscape. This is what you like.
It is the time for the rise of the heel.
And the time for Keith Lee to come back as the uber face.
No.
Keith Lee is
Chase.
Yeah.
Keith Lee is gonna come back with Cedric and I'm blanking, and I'm drawing to Shelton.
Yeah.
For the revival of the Hurt Business.
I want them all together. MVP.
How can it be the Hurt Business without them in it? It's just one person. Or Bobby Lashley is badass enough to run a whole Hurt Business, though. So never mind.
I mean, on my journey of this football thing, it just seems like you just need Tom Brady.
There you go.
You just need Tom Brady and someone for him to catch it.
Mm-hmm. Basically, he proved that until he went to Tampa Bay. Yeah.
I think if he could, Tom Brady would do the Mr. Perfect segment of like, he throws it, he runs, and he catches it.
You get it. Yes. That's Tom. Yes. 100%.
Tom Brady, man.
100%.
You need an outside sports fan to look at this guy and go, man.
That's great.
So you're Kurt hitting, huh? Got it.
But that's crazy though. So there's only two faces in the whole WWE, yo. I love it.
Two-face champions.
Two-face champions. My bad. Yeah. So like the run, the chase for these belts. My bad. The chase for these belts for what? So we don't even have Money in the Bank. We're going straight to Backlash. So This is gonna be interesting couple of months, yo.
I imagine, and it's Raw tonight. That's the cool thing, man. We got Raw and SmackDown. So now, like tonight and Friday this week, and that's where a lot of things will come up. Like I know a lot of people are speculating that Becky Lynch.
She'll probably show up tonight.
Well, that was my prediction, man. Like this was how I booked it, man. We get Rhea Ripley to have that belt on her shoulder by tonight. And then you have Becky Lynch walk out, look her up and down, and go, "Becky's back, bitch!" And they just start slugging it out.
Man is back,
and we just work our way to SummerSlam.
Why not? That's too easy.
And then have
let Sasha chase Bianca back for it.
I see.
No, fuck you, Chase. Do not take Sasha out of this picture.
I'm not taking her out of the picture.
Oh,
I'm not taking her out of the picture. Do you want her to lose her first rematch for it though? See, this is booking. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Damn it!
You have her go against Bayley first. Have Bianca take on a heel Bayley. That establishes Bianca is such a strong face.
It does. It does.
And Bayley's so skilled, and she's Teflon. She can take a loss.
Yeah,
it'd be a great match. And then you have Sasha Banks come in.
I'd be all right with that. Is Bayley hurt though? She hadn't wrestled in a while.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that, but she had one of my favorite WrestleMania moments, just like that night too, of like, hit my pyro, bam, 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 bam. And she actually had pyro because the center was like, oh, we don't do that heel shit moment where it's like no pyro goes off for. It's like
she got her some pyro though. Hell yeah. Man, it was a good I can't wait to talk about WrestleMania. It was such a good week of wrestling. Stand and Deliver was the shit. NXT takeovers always are. You know what I mean? It was perfect. A bad
joke.
Let's do it. It'll be a perfect way to end the show.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know how we at least saw where all the saved money from the major layoffs at the start of the pandemic went. WrestleMania pyro. Oh. Everyone had pyro, man. They were just firing they were firing fireworks off on every body slam.
Yeah, it was great. They did have a lot of pyro.
They had a lot of pyro. They saved a lot of money this year.
Yeah, that's true. Yo, man,
by firing a lot of
that might have been by now. But anyway, all right, sorry. But yeah, that was a good joke.
We'll talk about that in the next one.
That's a good bad joke to end it on, for sure.
I'm sorry.
Yo, everybody, if you haven't seen a replay or if you didn't watch NXT Stand and Deliver, go check it out. It was a great show. Before we lose Chase, it was a pleasure. We'll see you next time, Chase.
Terminator 2,
everybody. Thank y'all for watching and listening to F'N Wrassling.
F'N Wrassling.